Today I've got a pretty good schedule. I'm going to try to bring you along without all the phone calls and the walk-ins and stuff like that, and without letting it slow me down, because I've got about 12 hours of work and 8 hours to do, or 9, probably more, but just depends on how the day goes. But we'll start out here in a minute. It's my first drop off of the day. Everything's drop offs, but an oil change at 8:30. Everything else, this white truck here is finished. The one out there just pulled in for condenser and a condenser fan and compressor AC. Well, we've got to evacuate the refrigerant out of this one before we can take the compressor off. It's an AC condenser fan. You got to pull the whole AC condenser out of it, put it on. Compressor locked up, probably because of the fan. Over there's a random surprise. They live 25 miles away. I need this little switch here. Screwed it off and gave it to them, and the parts house guy gave them something that looks totally different. So they're headed back home. Here's an 8:30 oil change. It's the only customer waiting with their vehicle today. This one done while they wait. That's an engine diagnostics dropped off out there. I think that's a 2011 Buick, something like that. I wrote them in just a minute ago when they dropped it off. And I'm waiting on the parts for that. I haven't touched it yet, but I'm good all day. Everybody's drop off, so they'll all get done. I'm having to freehand you today because I'm not going to have time to set this camera up. Downhill drag on this one. Not going to be a lot of editing, so it's going to be kind of a crude video. There's a 2012 Altima AC diagnostics drop off. Let's sneak this 2012 Altima in here. Do the AC diagnostics on it. Got plenty of static pressure, and I've done the other electrical test work. He's going to need a compressor. So we'll just have to see if he's wanting to go there or not. Parts haven't got here for that, and I've got all day on it. I'll pull this out for now and try to rotate these jobs around and put this guy a price together on his compressor. He'll probably want it fixed. You'll know about it in the video. And here's our compressor and our condenser fan for this. Before I tear into it, I'm going to do my engine diagnostics on the 2011 Buick out there. See what that turns into. The rest of the day's pretty much drop-offs, other than the stop-ins. I've had to talk to different people already in the parking lot. But I just got to kind of maneuver which needs to come first and what's next. Make sure everybody gets took care of. We'll get the code pulled out of it here, and we'll have to do our diagnostics work. Purge during non-flow. During non-purge. There might be a purge and seal on it. Let's print this out for the customer for one. I won't drag you on every job too long because it'd be a long day for you. This is the Buick we're doing diagnostics on. It's pulling a vacuum on the fuel tank, even with the purge solenoid closed and the vent solenoid. So this has full-time engine vacuumed it. We're not going to give you diagnostics lessons today, but it is pulling full engine vacuum pretty much on the fuel tank, and the vents having to stay open. So that's going to trigger the light and make it a hard to start too. I said it was hard to start a lot of times. So especially if you got a full tank, that'll add to it. Call the customer and get everything put together on the invoice and see about getting her fixed and get it out of the way. Now I'm waiting on the part for this. Here's the old one, what it looks like, purge solenoid. Figured I'd come over here and make use of our time, get our compressor off of this, breather box and all. And then this condenser has to come out to put the cooling fan on it, so I'll be doing that until the part gets here for the other one. That way we'll stay within the game anyway, without falling behind by waiting around. That's some valuable time. It's already been 15 minutes on that part for that. I'm sorry I'm going to freehand you today. You're not going to be up on a tripod or anything. So you're just riding along with me today. I can't let it slow me down. We just got our new part and our kibbles and bits for this Buick here. In the meantime, I was able to get the AC condenser out. You got to pull the AC condenser to change this fan. So, reason being, we're freehanding you, so let's get used to getting dizzy today. The bolts come in through the sides, so these that's on this side is on the radiator side. There's no way you'd reach in there. They're not too technician friendly about getting it out of here. But to rip and thwart, be careful. Power distribution box. That's all you need on these older models like 2008's what this is. Ram 1500. All you need to do is pull one little wire and be chasing that ghost. That'd be dangerous. I'll get back to this after I finish up the quickie over here. Get the Buick done and the mileage on it. They're not picking it up till 4, so keep some good time. Let's see. Yeah, it's 10 till 11 now. We're doing pretty good. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock. Get this one done. Then we'll take you through the retest. Get back on that one here in a minute. Nissan out there, he's got to talk to his wife. He's going to call back. 12 over there's a press-in wheel bearing. But we'll find out on the Nissan. I don't know. Might have got a little sticker shock on a compressor job. But it is what it is if you want air conditioning. Especially if you don't want a reman compressor and you want something that's, you know, you can trust it's going to hold up and do 100%. I'll park this one. I'll pick it up this evening. I usually like to give them a little print out of their codes and you know, some of the test work I did. The condenser mounted inside the new fan. I don't recommend buying. You can buy just this motor to save you about $50, but then you end up with a floppy motor in there rattling around inside this housing. It's best to just get a whole fresh unit. That way it's still quiet when you get done with it. Of course, this Dorman gobbledygook, you hold your breath on it anyway. But it's the best we can do around here. Made in Ching Chang Chong. So, you know, it is what it is. Must have been an optional pigtail. Now it's about 11:40. I just spent 15 minutes in the office with a customer talking about scheduling something for next week. That's goodbye time. Time lost. Put the fan in. I figured I'd spray the cussing it all the way back in there because it is quite a treat. Fresh seals on these. Make sure that don't leak. Now we got a fresh fan all plugged in, ready. Now we got to do the compressor. Now we're all buttoned up here. It's close to 12 o'clock. He's got a radiator leaking. He said be careful so it wouldn't spill on me. He's going to do it this weekend himself. This other stuff he wasn't going to do himself, but I'll let her vacuum down. Still got a press-in bearing to do today. 2008 and 2007 Camry out there, I think it is. See how this one works out and get it rolled up. Everything's hunky-dory, and then we'll move on. Howdy Dan. Charged up. Cooling fans are working. Press is turning. Pretty fair rating. We'll hope we don't have a restriction in the system somewhere from the other compressor dying out. It's only been running for a minute, so it's to circulate the oil. That starts pulling into negatives when you got to worry. You know it's stopped up. I shouldn't be trying to talk over top of that noise, so I won't. Here's our press-in bearing in progress. The axle out of the way, speed sensor out of the hole. Luckily it wasn't corroded down in it. In the process of sucking the hub off. Told you I wasn't going to set you up on a tripod, so just thought I'd show you that little piece. And that's how it looks once you've sucked it out. No damage to the vehicle. The hub out of the way. Got to get the snap ring off the back side. Pull the bearing out the back and then pull it back through the back. Then put the snap ring back on it. That's where it gets a little harder. This is the easy part. But I'll show you real quick. I don't drop everything on the floor doing it. That's that. That's how that comes off. He's brought a new hub with him. And bearing. He's after an analog brake light, but you know, I don't know, maybe he's been on Google too much. I seriously doubt that that's going to fix him though. It doesn't have the magnetic tone ring on this one. That's still what I told. This little shield right here is for the ABS sensor. It goes in over top of the snap ring right there. That is a real pisser. Almost got it out now. I just thought I'd, yeah, it's a real treat on there. Fine. Almost got it out. I can about pull it out of my hand now. It's out, but that was made it look easy. Try this at home. I hope you do. I'll pay you to try it. You better have a good set of quality pliers too, because anything less will not do to get that opened up where you can get a hook on it. Then you're going to use 2 screwdrivers and walk it out. Alright, here's the extraction process. I've done a video like this before where you kind of got to see it, but I'll do it on this one. Not without setting up the camera. No time to play today. Just little quick picks and that's it. Now we hook the apparatus up. We got to find the cup. Fits perfect tolerance without getting stuck in the hole. That's just enough movement and room to do it. Pull the bearing back in. And we'll support this. Pull the new hub back into it. Getting ready to put the new one back in it and put the snap ring on it and that little shield there for the ABS. Snap ring. Now, we got our hub pulled back in. Got our little thing back over top of the snap ring. Then speed sensor goes right there where we can read it. Bolt it back in after we're done. And there's a random AC recharge over there. I'll stop and hook him up and I'll let the machine do its job while I do this. Okay, we got the caliper back on. And our speed sensor back in. Can we see it? I can't see it. That's the best way to do freehand in here. Now, I'll put the wheel on and put all this stuff back up. The equipment. I've got the bearing job out of the way. Now we've got a Ford van dropped off for tomorrow along with the rest of the schedule. Figured I'd go ahead and get it in. It's around, it's 3 o'clock. Caught my breath pretty good. The Nissan guy never called back about the compressor, so I didn't have to squeeze that. And had one no-show this morning, so it kind of helped me a little. But that's on this one. ABS and engine light. Those are good miles for this van. I'm not sure what model. I think it's a 99. if that instrument cluster is correct. But we're going to find out what we got right here in a minute. I'm going to load it all up before I wear you out with the time consuming. Okay, here's our engine codes. P01000 usually means somebody's turned the engine light off and all the monitors haven't ran to check everything. Come on, focus. Check all systems is not complete since last memory clear. Exhaust gas recirculation, insufficient flow. Evaporative emissions control system leak detected, gross leak. And there's another P01000. Let's jump over to the ABS and see what it is. Device unable to communicate with control unit. Let's see. Put the key on. Yep, everything's there. I'm going to try a different scan tool. This is an older outfit. We'll get back with it. I was able to get into this much. Exhaust gas recirculation insufficient code. Let's turn it up. As we turn the EGR up with it at idle, it should choke it completely out. Surprised I got that option on the 99. Apparently it's not working. It's 100% duty cycle for the EGR. You suck it open that much, this truck van should stall out. Only thing is, it's a pisser. You got to pull this engine cover to get in there and do anything. It might be a snip snap type though. I guess I could pull it back and see. Just don't know how far he wants to go with it. We'll continue this here in a little bit, maybe. Well, I think I found his gross evap leak for his system in the rear. I would assume that piece of hose right there connects to the, it's on the purge valve right there. This old school stuff ain't really my bag can afford. Point the light up right there. I think that'll be his evap leak and that other rotted hose with it. Better get some gloves on for that. That stuff leaves the black stuff on you. These cords do. It's a mess. Now we got two fresh pieces of hose for the evap. Right here you can see they're rotted and it will turn your fingers black. You can't hardly get that off either. But how many more hoses are right up on it? Age more than anything. You never hardly see a Ford with an evap leak. And we look into the EGR valve problem, see where it's located. You see all these hoses are ate up. Don't have nothing to do with the EGR valve, but it's not got a lot of miles on it, but it's still an old. Yeah, it's actually an antique 99 model. I think that'll take care of the gross evap leak though, them hoses. I wish there was an in-bay test, and hopefully there are, where I can actually check it and make sure it's good to go. Okay, I'm tapped in with a vacuum gauge at the EGR valve up front. We're going to go to 100% duty cycle and see if we're getting vacuum. If we are, we know we got stopped up passages at the EGR valve. If not, then we're probably not getting vacuum to the EGR valve. So I'm going to duty cycle this up. I'm going to let you tell me if we're actually getting any change in vacuum over there. Tell me if that needle moves. Did it move? No. I have to use my corded scan tool, so I'm crippled in here with this one. Tied to it. It's like a corded wall phone. Alright. No vacuum to it, so we're going to have to trace down the vacuum hose that comes off the EGR solenoid, because this is a command to come on. Should have vacuum when we do. Feel sorry for people when the time for the Joe starts making the emissions stickers. Start doing emissions testing around here, it's going to get expensive. There's a lot of people it's got engine lights on that just let them go. Usually no hiccup, not a symptom like this. You're not going to feel anything from it, but they want to keep the ozone clean and the air clean and all that. So when we start doing like they do upstate, where they have a sticker on the windshield, you're going to have to pass inspection. That's when it's going to get expensive. There's a lot of cars running around here with an engine light on. There's our EGR solenoid. Just to get its vacuum down in here. Oh. Run clear back. Another one of the rotted hoses. Let's see if the vacuum runs to the tank. I don't know how that feeds back into the EGR solenoid. It should be straight off the engine. It is a Ford. Hotter by the minute, almost melted my knuckle on that exhaust. I won't bore you to death with it until I get it handled and make that EGR cough. Apparently we do have vacuum running through that. Still can't get it from the EGR valve, it tees off and shares it. This is perch solenoid here. EGR solenoid over here. Well, folks, we share the same vacuum. That time to build up vacuum to increase our duty cycle. Put 100%. Scan tool don't fall off the thing. But we got vacuum to the EGR valve now. It's stumbled. Back off real quick. Back out. Drop it all at once and just catch the breath. I think we just nailed it. Probably nailed EVAP problems too, I'd say. Let's see if there's an end bay without 3 consecutive drive cycles. Try to make sure it's ran the monitors. Or clear the codes and say that's it. Well, it's about 4:30. I'm pretty tired. We got dirty face and everything else. Should be driving my hands. But that's about all I'm going to show you on this. I think we got the engine part done. I'll put the cover back on it tomorrow after I've looked it over a little more. But I think it should take care of the evap and the, because they run all the way back to the rear of the fuel tank for some reason. I guess they feed off the same vacuum and it runs the EGR valve too. So we had a gross evap leak. It's rotted hoses and no smoke machine required. Ford's, those problems are rare on these, so I didn't start looking up test procedures. I just kind of played it by ear. It takes a little longer that way. It's a little harder. I don't know if this will be fit to even put together. I'm going to see how it looks afterwards. If it is, I'll play it. If not, I won't. We got a call back on the Nissan with the AC compressor. We got enough to do tomorrow anyway. It's a day for. I'm tired. You look over my huffing and puffing too, and just that's just the way I talk when I'm working. Keeps me going. So that'll be it for this one. Now, you have to admit, it was quite an adventure today, quite eventful. Got everything done pretty much. The van there was for tomorrow. I figured I'd get a head start on it. The black blades were here. They're 25 miles away, and they said they'd come tomorrow and pick it up. I don't guess they really need it. So we're done with this day. Tomorrow's another one.